guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Jessica
and I'm Jennifer,
and today we are talking about reasons why your hair never gets past shoulder length. So if you want to hear about these tips, stay tuned.
Yeah.
So this is actually a hot topic because so many people struggle with their hair never really getting past shoulder length, or your hair gets to shoulder length and it breaks off. So we're just going to talk about reasons why your hair may always never get past shoulder length and what you can do to get it past shoulder length. So talking about getting your hair to shoulder length, the first thing we need to take into account is length retention.
Yeah.
And when you take that into account, unless your hair actually has a scalp condition, it is actually constantly growing.
Yeah.
I think this is what people fail to understand when they say my hair doesn't grow. Your hair actually grows unless you have a health or scalp kind of condition. Your hair grows at least half an inch every single month.
Yeah.
What stops it from showing is what you put in place for length retention. So another thing that we realize is friction is real. Like shoulder friction is real. The moment you get your hair to probably like shoulder length, you start to witness friction against car seats. When you put things on your back, friction actually starts to break off the hair easily, so you have to be very careful with that. A major thing people also excuse for why the hair doesn't grow to a certain length is genetics. But what people don't know is genetics only affects the speed of hair growth. It does not affect hair length. So genetics does not affect your length retention.
Yeah.
Length retention can be controlled by your routine and a lot of steps that you take into place. However, length retention takes discipline. You actually have to put effort into your hair routine. If you want to grow your hair past shoulder length, you're going to need to change some things up and you're going to need to be disciplined about your hair routine. So similar to the effort that you put into your physique or into your skincare, you need to put that same effort into your hair and take actual effort to maintain your length or to have length retention. The same way you also look into your physique and figure out what foods work for you in terms of nutrition or what kind of workouts work for your body.
Yeah.
It's the same way you need to figure out what actually works for your hair porosity or what works for your hair texture.
Yeah.
So the very number one first tip to get your hair past shoulder length is a solid hair routine.
Yeah.
Now this was the first thing that we took on when we wanted to grow our hair past a certain length. We took on a solid hair routine, but what we failed to realize is once you've mastered that routine, you need to always be progressive about it. So once we got our hair to shoulder length, we knew that we had to also go up the notch in protective styling, up the notch in moisturizing, up the notch in hair treatments and masks. So you constantly need to elevate what you're doing with your hair, because the same way you want to elevate in growth is the same way you need to elevate in the effort that you're actually putting in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like your hair gets bored. Like you have to switch things up. Like if you have a certain routine, maybe try a different product, maybe try something different in your routine if you want to reach a length you've never reached before. Otherwise it will probably hit a plateau, and that's what you actually don't want. So if you're at a plateau right now, try something different in your routine to actually wake up that hair growth or wake up that new level of length.
Yeah.
So guys, this tip really worked and transformed our hair journey. Protective styling. As cliche as it sounds, for the longest time we'll leave our hair out of a protective style for 90% of the year, and this literally was leading to a lot of shoulder friction. This was leading to a lot of shedding, breakage. Like our hair wasn't ever really protected. The highest we did was just burning, and so this literally did not allow us to see the potential of our hair. I don't know if you watched our previous video where we did the simple routine that allowed our hair to grow during quarantine, and this is just us taking you through the journey of protective styling. We found a way to detangle our hair, to moisturize our hair and put in a protective style, and that has just massively worked for us. It has grown our hair way past shoulder length. One thing we've actually learned is when you leave your hair alone, it actually flourishes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, a tip I'll give you right now. If your hair is at a certain length and you are not happy, put it in a protective style, take it out in about 4 weeks, and then let me know what happened. So talking about switching up things in your routine, one thing that we actually did that allowed us to get past shoulder length was we started trying natural ancient remedies. And you know, on YouTube you see lots of videos now about using chebe on your hair, using rice water on your hair, which we just did a video of, we'll link it down below, fenugreek oil, or using, you know, different natural remedies on your hair just to awaken and stimulate growth. So we started taking these things in and we started to actually really see a difference. So when we're saying switch up your routine, you don't have to buy a product or something crazy out there. You can actually try an ancient remedy or something that is in your kitchen closet and you can actually see a difference in your hair. So the next tip you need to take into account to grow your hair past shoulder length is moisturize, and I cannot stress this enough. If you don't take any other tip from this video, this is something that you should take, is to have your hair constantly moisturized. Yes. And when I say moisturize, I mean moisturize and seal daily. I mean deep condition routines weekly or protein treatments every other week. But I think you need to have your hair constantly moisturized and hydrated. Even if it's under a wig or within a protective hairstyle, there are ways of actually infusing moisture. You could actually use a spray bottle of rose water or a spray bottle of a water-based conditioner, and that spray actually allows it to infuse your hair within the protective hairstyle with moisture. But constantly having your hair moisturized, it actually makes it stronger. It makes it not break off because it's not dry. And don't wait for your hair to be dry before you actually moisturize it. Moisturize daily, guys. It's very important. Another thing that actually affects your hair growing past shoulder length is you having a clean and healthy scalp. Guys, you actually have to use a clarifying shampoo at some point to make sure you get all the buildup out of your hair. This allows there to be new growth to come through your hair easily. And also something that we do in our growth oil mix, we actually have a video of it down below. We actually make sure that we put ingredients that have antibacterial properties. This helps to fight dandruff, this helps to fight different scalp issues, dry scalp, it helps to fight flakiness, itchy scalp, because it has antibacterial benefits, so it really helps with any scalp health issues going on. So the next step that you could take to actually grow your hair past shoulder length is frequent protein treatments. Protein conditioners or natural ingredients that contain protein are known to be very powerful on the hair because they help strengthen the hair and maintain hair growth. But too much protein could actually have adverse results. So I would always say check if your hair is protein sensitive. If it is protein sensitive, probably do protein treatments at least once a month, but if it isn't, you could actually do it twice a month. But protein is known to have such great effects on the hair. So another practice that we took in that allowed us to get our hair past shoulder length is air drying. I don't know if you guys watched our air dry video that we did like a year ago or so, and that was like the change of everything. I would even say that my hair so much grew, but my hair got so much thicker. It allowed me to maintain the thickness of my hair. The moment we just cut off that little bit of heat, because we weren't straightening our hair that often, but we always were just using our blow dryers almost every other weekend. But the moment we dropped the blow dryers and got into an air dry routine, it allowed us to retain length, and that literally is key. If you want your hair to get past shoulder length, I think you should try air drying. So the next step for you to take to grow your hair past a certain length is frequent trims, and this is a very popular one. You cannot miss this. This is also one of the key factors. You need to trim at least every 3 months. And when I say every 3 months, I mean like every 3 months, because there's so many times we missed trimming our hair. We would do every 6 months and we would have a setback. So I think you should check every 3 months. If you don't need a trim, you could go further than that, but I would say every 3 months you need to trim to take away those dead ends and those split ends and those damaged ends to actually allow new growth to come through. It allows your hair to just be stronger, it allows the new growth to come through, and it doesn't allow the split ends to make your whole hair damage. So another tip that allowed us to retain length and get to shoulder length is gentle detangling. Guys, you have to be really gentle when you want to detangle your hair. We start taking in practices in detangling our hair, like we'll dampen our hair before we even put a comb through it. That is key, because your hair generally can be really dry. When you're combing through it, hair is shedding everywhere. So we only detangle our hair when our hair is damp. We don't even detangle our hair when our hair is soaking wet. We wait for it to be damp before we detangle. We put our hair in sections when we are detangling our hair. We actually comb through the ends before we get to the top, and we use wide tooth combs instead of like narrow tooth combs. So that definitely little tips like this help in you actually retaining length in your hair. So the very last tip that could help you enhance hair growth and get your hair past a certain length is supplements. Now these added supplements are something you could do if you're at a plateau or if you just want that extra bit of hair growth, and this is just taking supplements in the form of MSM or Biotin. Now a lot of people know about Biotin, not many people know about MSM, but besides the health benefits it has on your bones, MSM is actually known to strengthen your hair, and that strengthened hair actually leads to longer hair. So MSM is a really good supplement you should look into. Aside from MSM, I would say a very good healthy diet that contains protein like fish and lots of water can actually help with accelerating your hair growth. Also working out and just an all-around health care within your body and outside your body really helps with your hair growth. So guys, these are the tips that allowed us to get past shoulder length. If you have any tips that have worked for you, if you've been able to get past shoulder length, please leave these tips down below, and we hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We hope you took something away from it, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.